Hi you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is Dana Ray here, and I am back with another word for you guys for today. Thank you guys who are old that are coming back. Thank you to the OGs. Thank you to everyone for your support in the comments, and thank you for everyone who is new. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to our journey here in life with God. So today's title, the title of today's word is going to be I'm Every Woman. Do not depart. Prepare for temptation. Stop saying God said. Hashtag Maris, hashtag made. So those are the words that God had given me to title this message with. So the first part of the word, I'm Every Woman, of course, comes from the song. I think at first it was written by Shaka Khan, and then Whitney Houston also recorded it too. But I heard this song yesterday as well as today while I was working out. The Lord really stuck it out in my mind, and I'm like, okay, Lord, I know what you're saying. So basically what God is trying to say to you ladies in this song is you are everything that the person that he has for you needs. You are everything. You have the capacity to do everything that he has called you to do. It's also a reminder with me now walking into this season where I have my hands are in a lot of different buckets at one time. And it would be easy for somebody to lose themselves in everything that God is like bringing to me all at once. But I will not lose myself because I am every woman. I am capable of carrying out everything God has assigned to me if I follow him. When I see myself getting off track, when I see that, okay, like you're missing this part of your life, like, ooh, like, yeah, you're working, but now your fitness has fallen off. Or, ooh, yeah, you're here, but now your eating has fallen off. Or, ooh, yeah, you're here, but now you don't have you're not getting enough sleep, et cetera, et cetera. I immediately reel it in. Like, okay, Lord, we're going to have to do something because I'm not finna be like all over the place. That is not the life that God has for me. He had me in a season of rest, yes, to prepare that I was going to be involved with a lot of things at one time, but not to be losing myself and not to be exhausted. You cannot pour into other people, excuse me, if you don't first pour into yourself. If you do not first put yourself first, if you don't go ahead and get up early in the morning before everybody else does in the household, get your fitness in, get your water in, get your time with God in, write the dreams down he's giving you, whatever he's told you to do so that you can be the best you to present and carry on everything and everybody that he has laid on your plate, then you're pointless, okay? So God is preparing us to steward the things that he has given us, that he is going to give us in a way that we will not be burnt out, in a way that we will be fulfilled, and also the people around us will get from us what they need to get, okay? We get our fuel from God. He gives us what we need to do what we need to do for others and in the lives of others. You are every woman, baby. And if you don't have a schedule now, if you don't have your fitness in order now, your food in order now, how you go and come, what your plans are for your week by yourself, then how do you think you're going to steward a husband and a household? Some of you guys don't even know when you're going to clean up your house. You don't even know when you wash your clothes. You just are like all over the place. And you talking about, Lord, bless me with a husband, and your house dirty and your bed ain't made up every day when you get up. Absolutely not. Sis, you not ready. Okay? You is not ready. Is not ready. Okay? Like, God ain't sending his men to women who are unprepared for the role of wife. Okay? So you are every woman. God is saying, we've already talked about Proverbs 31. The scripture that I want to focus on here is the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. I cannot not speak on this recent suicide that has happened, that I'm sure that we have all heard about. this suicide from someone who I think that nobody saw this coming. There were not any signs. People say, check on your strong friends. People say, hey, you know, when somebody says this or acts like this, then hey, that's a flag or a red flag or a sign that they may be depressed. But it seems that this person, which I didn't even know who this person was until he passed away, but God pointed out to me that this person did not show any signs of being depressed. He did not show any signs of dealing with suicide. He did not show any signs of not being happy. So the only way that anybody would have known that this person was dealing with something is if they had a spiritual connection with God. And God would have shown them that this person is dealing with something on the inside and that we need to pray. If it was supposed to happen like that. But this happened like this because this is a wake-up call. And unfortunately, this should not be a wake-up call. But the enemy is destroying people, because the people that are around them who are supposed to see cannot see, because they do not have a relationship with God. God reminded me of when I was at my very lowest after the relationship that left me on the floor. I was absolutely suicidal. My mom had a dream that I had killed myself. I didn't tell her anything about me being suicidal. She had a dream. And the next day when I talked to her, she said, "Are you okay? I'm just checking on you because I had a dream that you killed yourself." God showed my mom what was inside of me so that she could pray and so that she could recognize what was going on, even though I would have never said anything. Because my mom has a relationship with God. There is a responsibility that you have for the people that are attached to you. God will show you what they will not say, so that you can know, and you can know what to do to help them. The enemy is destroying people. It is a demonic spirit. And the only thing that can fight a demonic spirit is Jesus. And if you don't know how to pray and how to intercede and what to do, and you can't see if you are blind, how can you be in position? You cannot. And the people attached to you will be destroyed because they don't know. They have gotten themselves in agreement with things from the enemy that they don't even know that is from the enemy. They don't know. So they can't help themselves. And no, I'm not saying that, just pray it away, pray your depression away, pray that away. No. But there is somebody who has the wisdom and the knowledge to help you, to tell you what to do, to stand against these dark forces. There's a reason why our husbands are still standing right now. Because God has put us in a place to fast and pray for their souls. The enemy has been trying to destroy them, but because you have been praying, because you have been standing, because you have been being the person that you're supposed to be for them, every woman, the enemy cannot touch what you are protecting through the things that God has told you to do. He can't get through it. He cannot mess with your family. He cannot. For as long as you're in position, he cannot touch you or the people that are attached to you. Wake up. This is bigger than a marriage. If you don't do what you are supposed to do, people are being destroyed every minute. I think that's all I need to say about that part. You are a watchman. You are a covering. You are to protect. You have a responsibility. God will show you what's going on inside of these people if you ask him. He has done it for me. I'm like, what is he going through right now? What is happening? And he will show me. He will have me sometimes feel. And I'm like, what is this? I've never felt this. And it'll be because this is what they're feeling. And you need to be on your face right now because the enemy is trying to destroy them. It's not a game. This is an assignment. Do not depart. Do not depart. So the Lord was showing me the words depart, depart, depart. Maybe, I think this was in November, like maybe December 1st, actually. And I wrote down, departed. I wrote departed, to leave, especially in order to start a journey. When something or someone departs from a place, they leave it and start a trip to another place. And I also wrote down, depart from tradition, doing something in an unexpected way. So I was like, Lord, what you telling me? Are you telling me to leave somewhere? Are you telling me to depart somewhere? I'm not sure what you're telling me. So then I wrote down the scripture, which is Corinthians 7:10. And it says, and unto the married I command ye not, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. And I'm like, okay, Lord, why are you telling me not to depart? And then I'm going to continue reading here, actually. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband, and let not the husband put away his wife. But to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath a husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now they are holy. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband? Or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife? Okay, so then I read that, and then I wrote under here, I said, do not depart from the husband God has God has promised you. God says, do not leave your husband. You asked last night in prayer if you should leave, if you should let it go, if he wasn't going to align with God's will. And God says, do not leave. Do not depart from him, but sit still. Your husband is coming. Sit still. Because I was at a point like, okay, well, if he's not going to turn around, then what you want me to do? Because I know what you have promised me, and if it ain't coming through him, maybe I got it wrong, maybe I got something a little mixed up, let me know what you want me to do. And God was like, do not depart. Do not depart from the person that I told you was your spouse, because he is coming. And I said, okay, that's all I needed to know. Because it be looking real crazy. And I know who I am, and I know what I have to offer, and I know I'm going to be married. It's all a matter of who. Because I was like, because I don't have time. People out here dying. I ain't got time. So if I got it wrong, Lord, I ain't too far up there. Let me know. But God was like, do not depart. For those of you who know what God said and it's looking crazy and you wondering if you should leave, this is your confirmation, because God already told you, don't depart. Do not depart. What he said is coming to pass. And there is a reason why there is a specific person that he is having you stand, pray, and wait for. There is a reason. There is not another person who can fill the shoes of the one God promised you. So you better wait. Next part of the dream, prepare for temptation. So y'all, I went to get my hair done the other day, and it's cute, y'all. I know y'all like it, okay? I went to get my hair done the other day, and they were watching this movie. The movie is Temptation. Now, I never seen the movie. I think it's a Tyler Perry movie or something, but I never watched it because I'm like, all these movies the same. But I knew that God had this movie on in this place for a reason. So anyway, what happened in the movie is these people were married. Lance Gross is the husband, and they were married or whatever. And the wife kind of got bored with the marriage, and then somebody else came into the picture. Some nice, fine man came into the picture or whatever. And she had only been with Lance. They had been together since high school or whatever. So this man came into her life, basically, and was tempting. Like, he tempted her to have sex with him, and then they had, like, now they have this like old toxic relationship. So now she's like, oh, this man is so much fun, my husband is so boring, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, her mom was like very much like super duper Christian, and I think she had already seen that this man, and funnily enough, I think he drove a red car, was like sent from the enemy. And she was warning her, like the mom was warning her, like she had already seen this ain't it. But the girl was tempted by the enemy and fell for it. Anyway, I can't say the whole movie, but like it was real messy. It got real messy. So anyway, in the end, she ended up leaving Lance, her good husband, okay, wonderful husband, for this man who had given her this adventure. This man started beating her, okay? Then Lance and Brandy was in the movie too. Lance and Brandy were like friends, and then Brandy ended up telling Lance that she had AIDS, and she got it from this guy. I think his name was Harley or something. Harley. Then the connection was Harley was the same guy that Lance's wife left him for. So then he like, yo, he giving my wife HIV, he giving my wife AIDS. So then he runs over, finds her in the bathtub beaten to smithereens. She was still alive, but he finds her in the bathtub beaten, and then he like gets her and then puts her in the car, blah 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 blah, and like he go in and beat up the man or whatever, and then Brandy come in, and the man on the floor like, is that you, Brandy? I knew you was coming back, but her name was something else. I knew you would be back. Like, he's still out down here toxic and delusional with his HIV carrying butt. So anyway, then the story unfolds. The girl who ended up cheating, leaving Lance, the wife who ended up leaving Lance, ended up having HIV. She was actually a counselor, a marriage counselor, like telling this story to somebody else. Like, this is how the movie was. But anyway, she ended up having HIV. So then Lance ended up being like having a whole nother family, and his kids and stuff came in. I think he was like a pharmacist or something like that. And so she lived her life singly, now being a marriage counselor, got HIV because she allowed the enemy to tempt her. So she lost her husband. Thank God she saved her life. And now she's a counselor trying to make sure women and men don't leave their husbands because temptation, because it ain't worth it. But that's the movie that God allowed me to see. And this is the word that he has from this movie. The enemy is going to tempt you in your marriage. It is undoubtedly coming. You better be looking for it. And when he tempts you, you better not play with fire because you are going to get burned. Initially, she was like, no, 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 no. You know, she wasn't prepared. She was not looking for this temptation to come. So when the emotions and when whatever inside of her started to respond and react, she did not have what she needed to fight. First of all, she put herself in situations alone with this person. She should have cut it off from the beginning. She should have never been talking to him, never been working with him, never. Nope. There is no room for you to be in relationship, in companionship, talking or whatever to nobody who ain't your husband, because the enemy is going to use it to try to destroy your entire life. And if you squander the son that God is giving you, you will pay. And the son, God gonna give his son another wife. And the family, that's God gonna still give his son what the son deserves. If you want to get up here and act stupid, if you ain't never seen this movie, you better go and watch this movie. And it's not even a coincidence that my whole story started from, like, y'all don't know my whole story because y'all just think I woke up as a prophet, and I did not. My whole story started from me thinking that I had HIV from the narcissist that I was with, and then I did not have it, and that's when I got saved. Like, God is not playing. That movie, that I could have been one. I could have been the one. You might have cheated before in relationships and got away with it, and God graced you. But in these marriages that God is bringing together, you step out. That's all I got to say about it. Prepare for temptation because it is coming. It not be like, oh, I didn't see it coming. Yes, you did, because this is your warning right now. Prepare. Do not be talking to, flirting with, having people on your Instagram, on your Snapchat, on your whatever, having access to you. It's not cute. It's not cute. You insecure. You need to get yourself together, because the enemy is going to use that exact insecurity to have you out here thotting and bopping and destroying your marriage. And you're going to be out here just as divorced and looking crazy, and you probably have some disease or some kid. And your husband, your good kingdom spouse husband that you done waited for, gonna be with the woman that obviously that he deserves, because apparently he don't deserve you if you out here acting crazy. So that's the word of the Lord on today. Last thing. Oh yeah, I need to say this. I had a dream. And the dream, it says something about being a maid. I'd gotten engaged, but I didn't wear my real ring. I remember Nina giving advice about relationships. It was also kind of like I was watching me in the dream. So when I had the dream, I'm like, a maid? Excuse me? But then I'm like, God was like, servant. Like, you're going to serve. You are here to serve. You are here to serve my people. You coming in this marriage to serve your husband. When I give you these kids, you're going to serve these kids. Like, our life is a life of service. God makes you serve people, and other people serve you. Serve in a way that people can tell you enjoy serving. Like, I enjoy doing what God has called me to do. I enjoy the jobs that he has given me, the career that he has given me, the dreams that he gives me. I enjoy sharing them. I enjoy serving. I'm going to enjoy serving my husband, my kids, because God be serving me, okay? He don't slack when it's time for me to go on a trip and he don't have nobody sitting beside me and I got that whole road to myself. He don't slack when he gives me luxury hotels to stay in and luxury Airbnbs. He doesn't slack with me. So I don't slack with those that he has given me. You will serve in this marriage. So I hope you're ready for that. Like I was saying before, some of y'all don't even know how to serve yourselves. You don't even know how to give yourselves nice things, to receive the things that God is giving you through people. So how are you going to give these, how are you going to give this life to someone else? What else you want to say about that? Another quote that God allowed me to hear that I wrote down is, he needs a lot of reassurance. Some of you guys, a lot of you guys as husbands are dealing with internal battles that nobody knows about. Nobody but God and him. And if you are in position where you need to be, you will know about the internal struggles, because God will show you what's happening inside of that man. That's the type of relationships that you should have with your spouse. It should not get by you, because you should be so close to God and so sensitive to the Spirit that he will let you know what's going on inside of that person. He's going to need a lot of reassurance. I'm not a person that I give a lot of back rubs and go girl, and I don't do that because I don't need that. I don't need nobody to tell me nothing, because I know who I am. I know what God says I am. He rubbed my back. He tell me, well done. That's where I get my confidence and my courage from. But the people that God is sending you need reassurance. They need you to say it. They need you to recognize it. They need you to do something that's probably not natural in order for them to believe it, because they don't believe what God says about them right now. They don't see themselves how God sees them. They don't see themselves how you see them. They need reassurance. Do not fail by being selfish, because this person is going to need a little more from you than what they can possibly give you right now. We've already talked about they are not there yet. They need your help. Also, that dream, I had gotten engaged, but I didn't wear my real ring. God says, be quiet about your coming into relationship with this person. Don't tell anybody. And if you do tell somebody, that's on you, because he has told you many, many, many times to not share when you come into relationship with this person, because there is going to be warfare that you did not ask for, that you guys are not prepared for, if you reveal this relationship before it is time. Some of y'all are going to be married and you're not even going to have a ring on, because nobody is supposed to know. When you put a ring on, everybody's going to be like, why you got that ring on that finger? Unless it's like a little play ring and you always wore a ring, but come on now, you know somebody's going to ask. He's telling you how to do this right now. He gonna let you know when to wear your real ring, when you can post the pictures that y'all took, when you can share. He gonna let you know. But right now, he said, be quiet. And you can either obey him or you cannot. That's on you. But he done said this. This is about the 5th time I done said this to y'all. He's not playing about being quiet, because the enemy is ready to destroy you, your husband, and y'all's marriage. And you're not going to have a foundation. Some of you guys, you're going to get married so quickly, you're not going to know the person. You have to let God build the foundation of your relationship, of your marriage, before it is revealed to the world. Before it is revealed to even those closest to you, because them the main ones. Them the main ones that's going to be the problem. Like, oh, I can just tell my mama, no, you cannot. And he already told you that. So don't get up under here asking me, is it okay to tell this person because I live with them? No, no, no. This morning I had a dream. me and Thomas, and I told y'all Thomas is my ex, but obviously God is trying to use him to represent my husband now, but he is not my husband, okay? I know what God is talking about. I know what he's saying. Don't try to come up here and critique and tell me what my dreams mean. No, God tell me what my dreams mean. All right. Me and Thomas had gotten back together, and he posted something really sweet about me online. When the time comes, you ain't gotta worry about being hidden, about your husband hiding you because you got trauma from the past and you was a hidden girlfriend in the past and all this, and he ain't claiming me. No, this ain't the man God's sending you, baby. This hiding, this covering is both of you have been told to not say anything. And this is because God is protecting you guys from the darts of the enemy, from things that you will not be able to handle right now. When the time comes, baby, he gonna post you and you gonna post him, and you ain't got to tell him to do it. You ain't got to worry about it. You ain't gonna have no doubt in your mind about nothing. Ain't nobody gonna be wondering who belong with who. But you better wait until God says that's okay. And you better not be feeling no type of way because this man can't post you, because you can't post him. If you are, you're insecure. There's some healing. There's some more things that need to be done. I don't want to post nothing. I wish I could get married and never tell nobody. But I know he's doing this for a reason, because he want to display it because the world going to see it. So I guess y'all going to see. But also, don't ask. You will not know when I come into contact with my spouse. You are not going to know. Just like the internet ain't going to know. Just like ain't nobody going to know. So do not ask me, and don't try to assume that you know what's happening in my life. Absolutely not. I am extremely obedient. If he told y'all to be quiet, you know he told me to be quiet. So don't be assuming that. Don't be assuming. Don't be assuming, y'all. Last thing I want to say is, or the last part of this word is, stop saying God said. Stop saying God said. The scripture here. Oh, hold on. I needed to say the definition of serve before y'all get too crazy with the whole maid thing. It's to furnish or supply with something needed or desired. To be enough for, to contribute to treat or act toward in a specific way. You have been called to provide a service or something for this man that he can only get through you, that only you have. You may be called to serve love, respect, some things like acknowledgement that he is worthy of the things that God has for him, encouragement, words of affirmation, care. These people may not have had that growing up. They may not have had someone that cares for them, that will give them water, tea, and you over here like, no, get your own water. Girl, what? All right. Anyway, that's what serving means. You are equipped, you are created to give people something that they need, that they cannot get from anybody but you. Serve. And last part, like I said, is stop saying God said. This scripture, Deuteronomy 18:22. When a prophet speaketh in the name of the Lord, if the thing follows not, nor comes to pass, that is the thing which the Lord hath not spoken. But the prophet hath spoken it presumptuously. Thou shalt not be afraid of him. Stop saying God told you when you are not sure that this is what God said. Because when you do that, you are lying on God. Stop saying God told you to email me. God told you that you should reach out to me. God told you that I shouldn't wear certain clothes. You are lying, because if God told you, he would have told me too. You guys you are not taking seriously the things that are coming out of your mouth. If you say God said something, if a prophet or somebody says God said something, he better had said it. Are y'all playing with the wrong one? God is not a human being. You don't lie on God like he is a human being. Stop saying God said. Just say, I think, or I feel like something. But y'all better stop. You better stop putting his name out here on stuff and attaching his name to stuff that he don't have nothing to do with. Because this is the season of judgment. And the enemy is finna slap y'all. Well, actually, God finna slap some of y'all right down if you don't keep his name out your mouth with these lies. And to end this up, I'm a prophet, not a pastor, not a Bible teacher, not none of this stuff that y'all want me to be. God called me a prophet, okay? There is a way that he has taught me how to hear what he is saying. There is a way that he has taught me to live my life. There is a time when he tells me to read one scripture, 5 scriptures, read a chapter, read this, don't say this, say that, this mean this today, but it mean this tomorrow. I am a prophet. Do not try to tell me how to be what God has called me and told me to be. You guys come crazy in these emails, and then when I respond with what the Lord really said, you're offended. Don't email me if you can't handle what I will say back, because if God didn't say it, he didn't say it, and I know. And I give him time too on some of y'all. I can't even respond right now because if it come right now, it's coming from the flesh and it ain't gonna be right. There is a capacity that he has given us to do the things that he has called us to do. I don't have time to do a Bible study. God has not told me to do counseling. He has not told me to do individual sessions with people. I do not have the capacity. Do not email me about a kingdom marriage anymore. I do not know if the person that you think is your husband, if that's the person or not. Y'all have psychics, witchcraft, false prophets out here telling you that that person is the one, and then you come to a prophet and expect us to say that that person is the one and confirm something. God is not speaking to us about strangers. With all due respect and love, he has not told me about anybody's spouse, whether if it's the one or not. He has not told me that. Especially if I've never talked to you, had a conversation with you. He is not giving me dreams about strangers. Stop asking that. Stop seeking that, because you're setting yourself up to be lied to by someone who's false. And I'm not that. Don't tell me what to wear. Don't tell me to take my earrings off. No, I'm not doing any of it. I don't do what you guys say. I do what God says. He is the one who leads me. He is the one who lets me know when I'm out of line and when I'm not. He is the one who says, hey, you should come into friendship with them and you should not with them. Because no, he shows me the spirits behind you and your emails. I can recognize the religious spirit with a quickness, because I am submitted and on my face to him every single day. So stop setting yourself up to be offended or disappointed. I am a human being. I am not God. And know my role. It is not your pastor. It is not your evangelist. It is not interpretation of tongues. I am a prophet, a dreamer. I know how to interpret my own dreams that through God, because God gives them to me and he has called me into this role. I am not going to give you guys what I don't have. There's a lot of things that I am doing right now, and y'all are not going to drive me off the wall. Absolutely not. I am always going to make sure I'm good first before I pour anything into anybody. You can take it how you want it. I ain't one of these people that's just going to be telling you what you want to hear. I ain't one of these people that's going to be charging you just for you to email me, just for me to respond, just to talk to you. But don't come in my emails talking crazy and expect me not to say anything back. I love you guys. If I did not love you guys, I would not be here. There have been times here recently that I have told God, I really don't want to do this. Like, it is too much. You guys are sometimes too much. And you need to understand how you're coming off, how you're talking to people, because we are still people. It is not easy doing what God has called us to do. So you need to have grace. Don't allow how a person looks or what a person wears to keep you from receiving what God is trying to speak to you through them. The spirit of religion is going to have a lot of you guys lost. I love you guys. I would not be here if I didn't. And I pray you guys have a great rest of the week. And I'll see you guys the next time God sends me back. Bye.